Hi, my name is Max Grieshaber and I competed in the 2021 Ironman NC 70.3 race and just wanted to make this video to help share some advice around the logistics and to help get you through the future races. As always, consult the website and read the athlete guide because things may change from year to year. I drove to the Wilmington area on Friday afternoon, arrived in downtown Wilmington, went through the registration process. Everything was very smoothly with how they get you your packet of information, and then there's opportunity to buy any last minute items that you may need from the expo. Right across the street is the T2 transition area. So it gives you the chance to set your bags up with everything you need to transition from the bike to the run. Right there at the second transition area, and then they also had athlete briefings there on Friday afternoon. It seems like most of the participants stayed in hotels there in the downtown Wilmington area, but then there also are a number of us that stayed at Wrightsville Beach, which is what I chose to do, staying at the Sand Peddler Inn. One advantage of this is on Saturday morning, I was able to walk to the parking lot areas where they have everyone staged for the swim start. They have people who begin swimming around 7 a.m. I seated myself based on how long I thought it would take me to do the swim, so I didn't start until about 7:40. And I will say that the tide is very strong, and so they had us begin the swim by swimming straight out into the Intercoastal Waterway, and the tide immediately starts to pull you to the right. But very smooth water. And the tide is definitely a benefit. So I started at about 7:40, and I will say the sun was starting to come up over the beach. It's definitely good to have shaded goggles. And then the swim is pretty straight until you make a left turn and go towards the finish. And so once you get to the swim exit, there are some ladders that you climb up to get onto a dock. And then I immediately began starting to take my wetsuit off as I ran. And it is kind of gravel or parking lots as you run, and it is run through a couple parking lots to get to the road, and they'll have traffic stopped. You can get right across the road into the transition area, which is all grass, to where you'll have set your bike up the day before. And so entering the transition area, I put all of my swim gear into an empty bag that had staged there the day beforehand, opened up a different bag that they had us tied to the racks to get out a bike helmet and bike shoes. I had put everything into Ziploc bags because it might rain, but it turned out not to rain, but it was good just to kind of keep everything organized in the different bags there. I will say that they give you stickers to put your number on the bags. I definitely do recommend also writing it in marker, maybe putting a ribbon or some other way to just make sure it's really easy to find which bags are yours. The individuals who did stay in downtown Wilmington, who woke up early Saturday morning, did have a morning clothes bag that they took with them so that any flip-flops or other items that they had, they put into that morning clothes bags, and the race organizers had a moving truck that took all of those bags to the finish line, but then some people had a hard time finding their bags whenever the stickers with the numbers had fallen off of their bag. So now that I had finished the swim, started the bike ride, I will say it was a little bit surprising to me that we rode facing into the cars. We were on the far left side as we left Wrightsville Beach, but they had traffic cones every couple feet, and so we had our whole lane of traffic there. You will have a lot of bikers around you. Initially we were still pretty closely grouped together, and then as you leave the Wilmington area, it definitely starts to spread out more and have more space for everyone. Do want to caution you that as you are riding out of Wilmington, they will have you make a hard U-turn to transition from riding facing the cars, and then they essentially use a highway interchange where you make this significant U-turn. As you get towards the bottom of an off-ramp, you'll make a left turn, and then you'll be able to get back onto the MLK Parkway to continue the bike ride. The 2021 event, we did have one participant who kind of hit the wall and fell over into the marsh. The fire department had to rescue them, so definitely be safe and go slow as you go through that U-turn. As you start to leave the downtown Wilmington area, it is very flat. The winds can be significant, so be ready for that. And then there are also are several points where you'll be crossing over train tracks, and so make sure that any water bottles or any fuel or other snacks you've got with you are secure. Did see a lot of people losing water bottles, even a few bike computers and things like that fell off, so make sure everything is secure. And we thankfully did not have any trains interrupt our race. They do have timing mats set up so that if a train somehow interrupted the race, they could still get accurate times for everyone, but thankfully that didn't happen in 2021. And so the bike course I'll describe as, flat. It is a little bit longer than the normal 56 miles, and so be ready for that as you come back into downtown Wilmington. And I will say that as I was finishing the bike, it was definitely warming up. In 2021, there was virtually no clouds, and it did start to get pretty warm towards the middle and end of the race. After coming into the transition area, on the rack I had tied a bag on Friday with all of my run gear, and so transitioned from bike to the run, and put on some sunscreen and went out. And the marathon course is an out and back course, but at the very beginning of it you go a little bit closer along the waterfront and a little bit of a different route than the finish line. But it is a nice run through the park, lots of aid stations, and after you turn around, you'll be coming back into Wilmington. There is a little bit of a hill as you come up towards the finish line. Also be cautious with any kind of cobblestone streets there in the historic downtown area. And then after coming across the finish line, be prepared. At this point you'll have been continuously moving for several hours, and they will, after you come to the finish line, it can be a little jarring to come to a stop. They'll have you put one of your feet kind of held down onto the ground, and they'll take off your timing chip. They'll give you a hat and a finisher's medal. And then on the right side, there's a medical tent. So if you need that, that'll be on your right. But if you continue straight ahead, there'll be a spot for you to get kind of post-race refreshments, take pictures, and just kind of hang out and catch your breath. After you've had some time to recover, you can check into the bike transition area and get your bike and your other supplies. Definitely recommend hanging out around the downtown area and then having a celebratory dinner after that. So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that you have a great experience at the Ironman NC 70.3 race in the future. Have a great day.